Hey guys, it's Maite. Welcome back to the channel. So I can't even describe to you guys how much I'm having a serious love affair with planners that are not from the US. And by not from the US, I mean specifically in the UK and Australia. I don't know what it is, but I'm having a serious love affair with pretty much all of the planner companies from across the Atlantic Ocean and beyond. So I was so excited when Ella Iconic, the British planner brand, wanted to send me one of their planners to review for you guys, because I am very obsessed with this entire planner line, and soon you guys will see why my obsession runs as deep as it does. Now, these are some extra stationery goodies that they sent me as well. We will get to these towards the end of the video, but I really want to focus first on the CEO of My Own Life planner. Now, I have this version in black. It comes in burgundy and a beautiful midnight blue color. And I have the weekly edition, which is a neutral hourly layout, as well as a ton of extras sprinkled throughout the planner. They do have a daily layout. They also have a undated layout as well. I also believe that they have refillable planner pages that they just launched. So there's a little something for everybody, and I will put their website in the description down below. Before I dive into the specifics of this planner, if you are interested in organization and home management and homemaking content, I have new videos on all of those topics every week. So make sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss an upload from me. So this is an A5 size planner, and if you are not familiar with those sizing, it is the most comparable to half letter size in the US. There's just a slight difference between the two. It is a beautiful faux leather with rose gold detailing, which is just so buttery and soft to the touch and very soft. So it's a soft bound planner. It is an inch thick. It is 390 pages, so it is jam-packed, but it's still quite light, so it's very portable in my opinion. And you get a band to hold your planner together in black, which matches, and 2 black ribbon bookmarks. The paper is 100 GSM paper, and we will get to a mini pen test later in the video, but the paper is nice to the touch. This retails for $35.99 in British pounds, which equates to approximately $46 US and change. So when you open the planner, you have this really fun dot graphics, which looks kind of like hand painted dots, which is super cute. And then you get to the landing page of the planner. So it's the CEO of My Own Life planner, January 2021 to December 2021, and just your standard contact information in the front. Then you get a welcome letter from the founder, who is so sweet, and she walks you through how to use this planner. So this planner, even though it is on the small side, it does walk you through everything you need to do from your yearly planning all the way down to your day. So at the beginning of the year, you have this Start Here page, which it lays out your word for the year. This year I will, this year I will not, what you're most excited about, and your thoughts and observations about the last year. So just zooming you guys in so you can see that. And then it takes you to your 2021 calendar at a glance and your 2021 holidays and observances. Now, the cool thing about this planner is that it has British holidays as well as US holidays. Again, I've mentioned this in my planner videos before. If you don't like holidays in this planner, there are 2 sets of them. So that's just something to keep in mind. But I do think it's interesting that there is a note section on the holiday side, maybe to put trips or what you're doing for major holidays, just kind of as a way to quickly jot down some forward-thinking plans for the year. So then you have an important dates page, so birthdays, anniversaries, and key dates that you can write down in your planner. So you have all 12 months, and you also have a contacts page for 12 important contacts. So here you get more yearly planning pages on what you want to achieve. So this is a whole page dedicated to imagining your future. So take some time out, dream and write down, draw your future on this page as you imagine it to be. What would you like to achieve in the next 12 months? So you get all of this space to play with. From a design perspective, I think I would have preferred it just like the outline in gray and keep the middle part of what you're writing in white. But again, that is a personal preference, and I do like the fact that this page was included to begin with. And on the other side, you have my big master plan. So these are the master goals split up by category that you want to achieve. So you have your master goals on one side and I guess the mini action plan or your overview of your action plan on the right side. And this is split into business and career, home and family, health and fitness, as well as personal. Now note, what I love about this planner is that all 4 of these categories are echoed through the rest of the planner in the quarterly planning as well as the weekly planning. So you never lose sight of your goals as opposed to, just writing them in the beginning of your planner and then there's no way to really check up on them throughout the planner. These are echoed through the rest of the planner, which is fantastic. So then you get a spread of yearly progress tracker. So here it fills out all of the months for you, January through December, and you get the category of what you're trying to track as well as exactly what you're trying to track. And they don't fill those in for you. Those are up to you to fill in what you would like to track at a yearly macro view. So you get 2 of those pages. And then you get 1 more year at a glance page. So I'm assuming this is your personal year at a glance. So not only did they include your important dates, which looks exactly like this, but I'm assuming this is for more individualized things you want to do, which I think is great because that means you keep those 2 things separate and you get the extra space to plan that out as well. And then you get a blank page to do whatever you want on. You then have an adventured page. So this is, I guess, to plan all trips that you want to take and just a blank page for places that you want to go. Hopefully we will all be going more places in 2021. So I love this next spread. This is a tracker for books that you want to read for the upcoming year. It has a great quote from C.S. Lewis, "You can never get a cup of tea large enough or a book long enough to suit me." And I just love that because it just keeps your reading at the forefront of your planner. I used to have a book tracker, I think in my planner in 2018, and I never brought it back, and I don't know why. So you get a doc grid page, and you also get a page to write your title and author and check off whether you have read it or not. So because this is starting the month of January, not only did you just get your yearly plans, but you also jump into quarterly planning. And I think that might be one of the reasons why they decided to name this the CEO of Your Own Life Planner. It's very common in businesses to plan things out quarterly. So why not do it in your life? And this also is supposed to track your business life as well. So planning in quarters is quite the norm. And I love that they included quarterly planning in this planner. So this is the Q1 spread. Again, you see the categories of business, career, home and family, health and fitness, personal. And I love that they also included a monthly action plan so you can really see the quarter from a bird's eye view and what you need to do each month, breaking it down so you can achieve your goals for that quarter. You then get a doc grid page for you to map things out in greater detail. And then you jump into your master planning for the month. So again, it may seem like a lot of planning, but that's just because we're at the beginning of the planner and in the month of January. The rest of the planner, you just get monthly and quarterly planning. So again, your monthly plan, it harkens back to your 4 main categories. But the difference is here you have notes, memories to cherish, and what you've learned. So then you also have your master plan for the month of January. Then it goes straight into your monthly view. So this monthly calendar is to be expected in an A5 planner. Obviously, the boxes aren't going to be super large just based off of the size of the the planner. But again, as I mentioned about the holidays, all of the holidays that were at the front of the planner are on your monthly view, and those are US and British holidays. So that's either going to bother you or you're going to love it. I personally think it's cool, but to each their own. And then I love that you just get a simple note section on the side, but note this is not lined. And your monthly calendar does run from Monday through Sunday. Now, what's awesome is that your monthly planning isn't done. You have a financial spread as well. So you have a section for income and outgoings, budget, your in and out, and your variance and income. And then you have total here, and then total income, and then you have your total outgoings on the side. So you get a little summary on the right side of this spread, as well as notes about your budgeting. And you also get a whole page here of doc grids to kind of sort that out, which I think is great because you could use this as like a quick spreadsheet for a business, or you could use this for business and personal or just personal. So I love the flexibility in that spread. And then you get habit trackers for the month. And these habit trackers are quite roomy because they go across both pages. So as you can see, the squares are quite large. So you're not squinting to look at what you're tracking, and you get a lot of room to track the habits or the things that you want to track. And what's cool is that they break it up by theme. So again, if you want to break this down into personal and business, or I don't know, let's say cleaning and something else, then you have a whole category, so you can keep the categories of those habits together. So when you look at it at a glance, you know exactly where you're progressing and where maybe you can improve a little bit. But wait, there's more. I know I sound like an infomercial, but it's crazy how much they managed to put in this little planner, because you have a whole spread of doc grid note paper, and that's for every week. So every week you get a spread of doc grid note paper. So you get all of those monthly planning pages every month, and then between every week you get a doc grid spread to write down all the notes that you need to for the week. And then we get into our weeklies. So the weekly planning pages are quite robust on their own. You have hours that run from 6 a.m. all the way until 9:30. This is on a 24-hour timetable, so just keep that in mind. You are going to have the hours, 20, 21, 21:30. So just translating that at 6 to 9 o'clock, and it is in half an hour increments. You get a focus section at the top of the planners. The weekends are not shared, which I think is fantastic. I love the fact that the weekends aren't shared, and the holidays are put on the top. I think that's really cute that they put Hello January in that script at the beginning of the month. In your sidebar, you get your month at a glance, the week that you're on highlighted. Then you have a box for this week's top priorities and focus, and then memories to cherish and gratitude. But the bottom section is where I feel like this really shines, because you get this delineation again of your business, career, home and family, health and fitness, as well as personal. So you have the goals and to-do notes for all of those categories that were mentioned over and over again before on your weekly spread as well. So again, as I mentioned, you don't lose track of where you are in your goal setting process and what you have to get done for each category in your life. And as I mentioned earlier, it goes not into another week, but into a doc grid page, and then your next week. So the planner continues as such, but I do want to jump into the second quarter of the planner just so you guys can see. So this would be starting in April, and this is the second quarter planning. So very similar to the first, you have your categories and affirmations, a blank page, and your second quarter plans, which are the exact same as the Q1 plans. So the planner continues that way up until you get to the 2021 review. So this is your entire year in review. It has this year's highlights, life lessons, what you're grateful for, what you should remember for 2022, and then you have a blank section to write down any other notes and reflections you have of the year. And then you get a ton of dot page spreads at the end of the planner. So I counted 22 dot grid pages front and back. So you have plenty of note pages in the back if you choose to use them. Then you have your dot graphics again and this little pocket in the back. To be completely honest, I don't know how much you could really store here, probably just a couple sticker sheets, because anything else and it's not really going to hold up. So that's just something to keep in mind. Another thing to keep in mind when it comes to this planner is that this is a traditionally book-bound planner, so it's not going to lay completely flat. As you can see, I'm putting it like this, and this side of the planner keeps popping up, but that's something you will see in most bound planners unless they have a special flat lay binding, which this planner does not. After a while, these planners do flatten out. Like as you can see, I'm flattening it out, and the more you use it, the more it will flatten out, but it doesn't automatically go to a flat position. So that's just something to keep in mind, but that's pretty par for the course in bound books, bound planners in general, unless there is a special binding. Okay, on to the mini pen test. Again, my Paper Ink Mate gel pen. There is a little bit of ghosting. It's not too bad, but it's there. And here are the highlighters on this page. And the highlighters actually did a pretty good job. You can't really see them all too much. The one that you can see very prominently is this very bright pink highlighter that I used. So I'm not expecting this paper to be ironclad. Again, it's 390 pages in a book-bound planner, but it does feel nice to the touch. It definitely doesn't feel cheap by any means. So before I get into my overall thoughts of the planner, let me just jump into some of the stationery extras. So this is a 10% off your next order card that they include in your order. These are 2 dot sticker pages in color and one in a more pastel neutrally tone. So you have your cool tone and your warm tone. These retail for $2.99 in pounds. In dollars, this is about $4 each, and you only get 1 sheet of stickers in each of these. This rose gold sticker set retails for $3.50 in pounds and $4.50 in dollars, give or take. And you also only get 1 sheet of these. This card comes with your planner, and so this is beautiful. This is just a card that says, "Trust the magic of new beginning." It's a quote, and it says you can keep it in your planner or frame it. And this rose gold pencil clip is extra, as well as all of these are extra. And this retails for £5, and in dollars, that's about $6.50. So taking this out of the packaging because I really want to see what it looks like on the planner. Wow, I love that. I think that looks really, really good. And this is just kind of like an expandable pen holder. So you can put a pen as fat as you want in there, which I think is really cool. Like this looks so good, the rose gold with the rose gold. So if you are looking into the accessories, I would definitely pick up the pen holder. I think it's really nifty and really cool. The stickers, while they are gorgeous, they are a little bit on the pricey side just because of the exchange rate. So if you have stickers that you love, maybe these aren't a must-have, but if you are picking up something from the accessories, definitely pick up the pen loop. So on to my absolutely favorite part of any planner review video. Who is this for? Is this worth the trip across the pond? We are going to break down the pricing and whether or not it's worth it. If you can't tell by this review so far, I'm pretty in love with this planner. However, I do have some feedback on the weekly spread. So this left-hand column on the weekly spread, all of this here, in my personal opinion, I do not think it's necessary. usually because most of us don't use the at a glance calendar, but mostly because there is already an entire section on the bottom that is unique that lays out the to-dos that you may need to do for the week. Having a top priorities and focus section on this side of the plan of the spread, as well as a gratitude section, is a little bit redundant because you also have a focus section at the top of your weekly spread as well. And because you get so many fantastic extras, including, everything else that you could possibly want to plan out for your week, including a doc grid section to write down any extra to-dos that do not fit on your weekly spread, taking this out would actually alleviate a little bit of the visual space on the planner spread, and you could also make the columns a little bit bigger because you're already in an A5 size and they didn't smush the weekends together, so it's already going to be a little bit more of a tighter fit. However, taking out this entire column, you would get a little bit more space at the top of the spread, and I don't think any functionality would be lost. Again, because of the planning sections at the bottom of the spread, the top of the spread, and all of the extras that you get throughout the month and throughout the week of the planner. Otherwise, this planner has absolutely everything you could possibly need in a compact size, and it just packs such a punch. And in my opinion, it's comprehensive without being overwhelming. So going back to the goal planning pages, so here are the yearly planning pages, and just looking at the quarterly planning pages and the monthly planning pages. Like, this is about as goal oriented in my goal setting on a personal level that I want to be. I know people, especially this time of year, it's just a lot of goal planning planners or the worksheets and whatnot. For me personally, it's just a lot and it can be very overwhelming. I think this is a great setup to nudge you, to remind you of your goals, to set your goals, to keep track of your goals on a weekly basis. And because it's so portable, you can have this on the forefront of your mind as opposed to just, setting them and then forgetting about them without having to go through this super intensive goal worksheet planning that almost becomes a little too much to deal with. And then once you do it, you just don't ever want to pick it up again. I have been there. They're not for me. That's why I don't really review those things on my channel. But I think this is very manageable, and I think it's manageable for the majority of us, and this is why I am really in love with the entire setup of this planner. I also love the design of this planner. I think it's just really well done. It's very me, and it's just enough, but very neutral. So very appreciative of the design as well. So again, the price of this planner in dollars is about $46.50, give or take the exchange rate, which is right in line with a lot of planners out there in the US, anywhere from $45 to $55. And here you normally pay about $10 to $12 in shipping, somewhere around there for a typical planner. Now, in this case, the shipping is going to come out to 18 pounds, which is roughly $23 US. So the price of the planner is super fair. I think that's a great price for a planner that has this much in it. What you will be paying for if you are ordering this from the States is you will be paying double the price in shipping. 'Tis life. That's what happens when you order planners from abroad. I will say about the shipping process, it was absolutely seamless. It came via DHL. I had no issues with customs, no extra fees or anything like that. So that's just something to keep in mind that that was a very painless experience. I love DHL and I had no issues with this planner order. So you're looking about $70 landed for this planner. So again, that is mostly going to shipping costs. So do I think it is worth that, especially if you are paying double the shipping? I think if you are in love with this planner, I absolutely do think it's worth it. I haven't seen something this robust in a book bound planner over here. Again, I don't know every single planner that's on the market. I have had my eye out on a book-bound planner here that does have a lot of extras as well, but that planner is very, very, very expensive. It's like double the price of this planner. So I definitely think this is still worth the price. If this is something you've been waiting for and you love the design, the layout, and everything this planner has to offer, I highly, highly recommend checking it out. This is currently still, I think, for pre-order at the moment, depending when this video goes up, and they will be shipping out these planners by the end of October. So you definitely want to pick one up before they sell out. However, if you don't need all the extras in a book-bound planner and you are happy with what you have, then you obviously don't need this in your life. So don't feel compelled to think that you need to order a planner from Britain. But if you are really into this planner like I am, it might be something you want to look into. All right, guys, that is it for me. Like this video if you enjoyed this review, because I really, really enjoyed sharing this with you guys, because I just love talking about planners that not a lot of other people are talking about. It just gives me such a rush. I can't even explain why. So subscribe to this channel so you can keep up with more videos like this from me. And as always, I will catch you in my next one. Bye, guys.